Amore, guerra, gioirel. Love, war, and rejoice. By Lockwood. Prologue. The mighty god Jupiter was entranced by the most beautiful woman on earth, Gorgani. Terra, Jupiter's wife, outraged by her husband's decisions, cursed Gorgani, turned her pure virgin soul evil, and made sure no man would ever love or look at her in a passionate way again. What Terra did not realize was that Jupiter had already bequeathed Gorgani a child. The curse was then passed to the seed in Gorgani's womb, along with some of Jupiter's mighty power. Jupiter, outraged by his cursed child, banished her to live with the mortals on earth, doomed to live with the mortals and to never know her true heritage. A king wandering around his kingdom walls one day came upon the crying baby laying in the middle of a field. Not just any king, but a king with the reign as far as the eye could see. Captivated by the baby's beauty, he took her in as his own, giving her everything she ever wanted and making her an heir to the kingdom. Little did he know, she wielded more powers than any ordinary baby. The beautiful princess, Jade, was more than anything her father's kingdom had ever experienced. With immense beauty, she could seduce any mortal being to pursue her any and every need. With the influence of greed, she was set on the concept of spreading her father's reign even more. She then convinced the general of her father's army to wipe out the two closest villages to her father's kingdom. When the time came for her to rule her father's kingdom, she would have power over all the land. Jupiter, ashamed by his offspring's unrighteous decisions, sent two challenges in her path. When Jade went to see the work of her father's glorious army, two dragons came crashing down onto the land. Jade then squeezes the life out of it with just a mere closing of her fist. The green dragon, Hasai, stares her in the face. She then uses her mighty speed to jam her scepter with great force into the dragon's heart. As quick as they come, the dragons vanished into thin air as if bewitched of some sort. At this moment, young Jade had realized that the dragons were just an extravagant perception of her own soul, a battle between good and evil. She then comes to the realization of what she did, and instantly is ashamed of her actions, wishing she could take back the very second she thought about slaying the villages for her selfish and greedy needs. Meanwhile, Gorgani is watching from afar, outraged that her daughter sought out the good in her soul. She sent another challenge in her path. Although she had defeated the dragon, the fiery temperature in his throat was too much for the feeble mortal to endure. Before the dragon dropped, he managed to regurgitate a giant egg. A man, fully formed and bearing great armor, came up from this egg. Before Jade took her last breath, she laid eyes on this man. For this man was made of purity. Princess Jade had believed Jupiter had crafted this man for her bravery, and for the realization of her extravagant wrongdoing. It was love at first sight. She instantly had reason to stride for life, but the young princess was ashamed of her past wrongdoings and failure. She knew she could not be with her soulmate in the form she currently took. This did not go unnoticed for Jupiter. Suffering from the burns of the fiery dragon's throat, she couldn't take this suffering anymore. Instead of going down the road of a long, slow, and painful death, she decided that she would die by her own blade. Her lover pleaded for her not to do it, for he wanted to rule with his beautiful demigod lover. She was driven by pain and guilt. She pierced her stomach with her scepter. While falling to the ground, she noticed her lover fall to his death right next to her, for he could not bear to live without her. The pain was too great. Jupiter, bearing great joy for noticing his daughter's newfound righteousness, resurrected her godly soul for the last time. Jade then realized that her soulmate was really just a figment of her imagination, a part of herself that her godly spirit had projected in order for her to find righteousness. With this newfound power, Gorgani was outraged. She then revived the fallen dragon that lay at Jade's feet. The dragon sprouted to 10 feet tall, with twice as much strength as before. As the dragon rose, Jade quickly realized that she had newfound strength. She then tried at the beast, plunging her scepter into its heart. The dragon would not go down so easily this time. He took one big fiery breath and blasted the feeble princess. She then noticed that the dragon's furnace-like breath did nothing to her, not even a sweat. The dragon spent its last bit of energy on that blast, doing nothing to the beautiful goddess. This is where young Jade realized she is like no other woman on earth. She is a demigod, that of Jupiter and Gorgani, the cursed legend. Although she did not know just exactly who her birth parents were, she knew it was not the greedy king who had bestowed her. She then went back to his kingdom, outraged by his life of lies about where she originated. She then took the throne from him, ruling once and for all. a divine and beautiful kingdom that spread as far as the eye could see.